Alrighty, so that first video was really bad, but I just got this handheld. So I did play with it a little earlier, but I'll show you. When you actually boot it up, you get this little screen. Kind of cheesy, but it does have a lot of really cool looking games. The viewing angle is really bad on this camera, however. As you can see, some of the games here, Curly Monkey. So I've actually been playing. It makes this really cool sound, or it's a sound. I don't know how to feel about it. But this really one game, let me find it. Here it is, 5 days. Pretty fun. So I'll show you guys what this gameplay looks like. My bad. So in order for that one to work, so I can't find my tripod, so I actually had to have my camera in my mouth there. So let's actually redo this whole thing. Once again, I can't find my tripod, so I'm using a water bottle. But as you can see, this is what it looks like. It is pretty good. Doesn't show up very good on camera. I'll show you here. Let's play superhero. I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it is pretty fun. It was $20 at my local Walgreens, so for 20 bucks and 220 games, I'm definitely going to be bringing this with me whenever I travel. I'm actually editing this video in a road trip where I forgot to bring said thing, so. There's a volume knob up here, which is really nice. The volume isn't great. It does get very loud though. This is as max as it can go, so if you care about the noise. I don't like the noise at all though, so I'm going to keep it off. It does take 3 AAA batteries, which I think is actually really good for this type of system. It does have a backlit LCD screen, it appears. I don't know much about handhelds, but it looks like that's what it is. So, yeah. I was expecting this to just be emulating, like, actual, like, Nintendo games, but it's not at all, which I think is actually really cool. Because a lot of, like, handhelds that you'll see, like, for 20 bucks or whatever, will just be an emulator, and they'll have really crappy NES games, and they'll have, like, a bunch of GBA games, and, like, none of them will really work. But with this one, you can actually see any one of these games will just work. Like this one, I just click on it, and it just works. Like, every single game here is actually, they put in, at least, probably say a good 2 hours per game to make sure it actually works well and functions right. It's pretty fun. The buttons are a little stiff, which, I mean, would be expected because it doesn't look like they're spring-loaded. See what the back looks like. Let me turn it off real quick. Only problem is it does take a really small screw, which I didn't really have, so I had to, like, improvise. 3 AA batteries. As you can see, they all go in this way, which is kind of goofy. Volume controls, on-off. This is a really good system if you're looking for one. For cheaper than a DS. Obviously, it doesn't provide the same stuff as a DS, but it is really good for what you get. So I think I might just be adding this one onto my setup for now. Also, it does kind of look decent on display. Like, it doesn't really stand up by itself, but I could just put it. Nah, I couldn't put it there. I have it on my display shelf now. I think it looks really good. I will definitely be using this in the future. Quick thing to note that there is no headphone jack, so if that matters to you, then okay, but I'm not going to be using the audio because it sounds really bad. And also, you don't really need audio, but if you're on, like, public transit, it does automatically turn on the volume no matter what you do, so just be aware of that. So, yeah, peace out.